Hello and welcome to Mystic Melody's Tune In Tuesday with LaFlamme. That's me. We are on our fourth episode in our TunesNTarot, which is using tarot imagery and tapping into our intuition, source, and universe to develop our creative selves when it comes to writing composition and mastering those skills. So, real quick, I want to do a recap. Remember to have your creative space available where you can tune out the world, tap into your inner self, invite the spiritual energies, maybe a little meditation, a little mantra, maybe around a candle, just having that wonderful space, time for yourself. And especially in this crazy world and busy times, it's a on-purpose way in which to really give yourself that self-care and to develop your creative skills, right? So we're going to revisit the past elements for one hot second. We did the harmony, which is the foundation of our song, and we did the Leo card, strength. And for the melody, which is our story, right? We have the awesome chariot card in Cancer. And then for our rhythm, which is our pace and tempo, and the beat of it, the heartbeat of the song, right? We did our Virgo card, 8 of Pentacles. And so today, for our fourth element is resolution, the outcome, which is perfect, right? We're going to wrap up this song and we're going to talk a little bit about it. So what universe gave me for this card is our Virgo Capricorn, Queen of Pentacles. Lovely, right? Look at all that we get to talk about here. So before I dive into the details, I want to quickly say, as a private music instructor, wrapping up a song, a composition is not easy, but there are some ways to check to know that your song is ready to go. Because I get that question a lot. Like, Miss Alicia, how do you know when a song is kind of ready to be put down, right? Ready to manifest, okay? And so I always ask just a quick couple of questions. Well, it depends on how long you want your song and what you're going to do with your song. If you're trying to market it in that pop world or that jazz world or, whatever, kind of that mainstream media type thing, usually it's around, the latter part of 2 minutes, the shorter part of 3 minutes, right? Just kind of depending on what you want to do with it. But most importantly, I always ask, is the song telling the story? Is it expressing the ideas and capturing the emotions that you want the audience to feel, that you're really wanting to deliver, right? And then I always check the timing, the time signature, and do the BPMs match? Now, most of these things that I'm revisiting right now are in the past episodes. So if you haven't watched those, I would encourage you to do so, and you'll kind of be on page. But those are a few of the things I ask. And then lastly, is there a name? Have you named your song? And sometimes people come up with a few words that they feel like is a title that gives them basically the beginnings, right? The harmony of what they want the song to be about. And other folks wait till the very end to name their song. Now with our cards, with our 4 cards, it really, it's really up to you. It's really your style. And so then I say, well, when all those things feel comfortable, they feel good, then I think you're ready to put the song down. And next week, we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about how the different ways in which we can do that. Obviously, there's many ways in which you can do a final record, review, and, save for your repertoire or whatever you're wanting to do with your compositions, right? So, let's jump right in. Okay, so Queen of Pentacles. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. This card, in my personal opinion, was perfect as usual, right? Blossoming with so much lovely energy and just a beautiful spirit and emotion to be able to have everything we need to wrap the song up. Okay. So queens represent, well, this particular queen, right? She represents compassion combined with practicality, which is perfect, right? Authority and wisdom. right? We need those things to be confident and bring forth and manifest our song. She has success through planning with sustained effort to complete projects. And that's what it takes to finish songs, right? She's aware that each step needs careful planning while always having her feet on the ground. And she is of earth and water, emotional depth, like musical flowing, like on earth, like water flowing. But we also need that beautiful foundation of the earth to grow it and produce it, right? So, yay, perfect card, in my opinion. And then Pentacles, right? The Pentacles there is physical things, our bodies, right? Which we need to produce our music. Material objects, manifestation, and money. So wonderful. So let's jump into a little bit of the imagery. We have obviously the Queen who's examining this individual pentacle. And some queens look at things in the past, some things look at the things in the future, etc. But this one is, she knows her future starts right now, and she's peacefully, confidently with the Queen energy, right? This power and strength on her throne is looking into that pentacle, and she knows her future is starting right now, just like ours, which I love that. And then she's on this throne, which is power, groundedness, and regality. And then on that throne were some interesting things. Like I've looked, but to be honest, I haven't done a really in-depth look of the imagery and what everything means. I've focused more when it comes to readings and such on more so like what the card means, but not really breaking down all the imagery. And as you know, the series is on imagery, right? To give us all these 4 elements into our composition. So there are things like the skull that's carved in the throne, which is mortality, wisdom, transformation. There's fruit, grapes, vines on the throne, fertility, prosperity, joy, right? There's human faces and little figures carved on the throne, and that is community, legacy, connection. And that's what music is about. It's about community, right? And mostly for me, legacy, right? You're creating something that is going to be manifested in reality on this earth that you can pass on. And there's always a connection with music in any way, right? Personally or in a community. We have this garden and landscape, which is fertility, growth, and harmony. We have these lovely roses all around, right? Love, beauty. She's caring for this thing that she's producing and manifesting right now, right? Then we have a rabbit down here. And some of the cards do have interesting things like cats and lizards and, various different things that mean something special in this. Fertility, intuition, gentleness, the joy and love of animals, right? And then, of course, she's got a green robe. She's got her white blouse. And she's got this red dress, abundance, purity, and passion. Just lovely. And then on her crown, we have laurel leaves and some red flowers. You can see there. They are victory, honor, and vitality. And then, of course, we've got the coin, prosperity, focus, and value, right? The mountains in the background, stability, endurance, and perspective. Well, so much of all this is what we've talked about through this series. It's just fantastic. And then the golden sky, right? The sky, optimism, clarity, abundance, and overall good times. And that is what writing, composition, and doing music and sharing music and connecting through Source and Universe is all about, right? So personally, I've enjoyed really digging into the imagery of these last couple of cards the universe gave me for this series. So I'm going to do a little bit of music reveal myself and share some of the song that I'm working on utilizing the imagery, tapping into source and universe, tarot inspired tunes, and I'm going to share some of that. But if you have anything that you've been working on that you would love to share that's tapped into source and universe, maybe, one of these episodes has inspired you to come up with some creative lyrics or challenged you for a different tempo, or maybe even, allowed you to be more vulnerable and dig deeper into your creative development, I would love to hear it. So please send it. It would be fantastic. So again, next week, we're going to wrap up the series with putting our song down and talking about some options on how to do that. And again, I'll share some of that. So again, love to hear from you. If you have enjoyed this series so far, I would totally appreciate a like, a share, and a subscribe. That'd be great. I do have these shows on Rumble and YouTube, and I will put all those links below. But yes, keep on composing, and I look forward to next Tuesday, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.